A quiet 83-year-old man from Boston, Massachusetts, is arguably the fuse that sparked the Jasmine Revolution in the Arab world. An ocean away from the Middle East, Gene Sharp continues to talk about the nonviolent protests, which he has practiced and written books and articles on for more than half a century. His most notable and best-known book, From Dictatorship to Democracy, has inspired dissidents in countries around the world, and most recently in the Arab world, including Egypt.
In Egypt, they seem to have had good planning, and for quite some time, and they also managed to communicate to masses of people the importance of losing fear. There's so many people saying, we are not afraid anymore. You can do with us what you will.
In Egypt say they took inspiration from an American. He's a retired professor of political science named Gene Sharp.
Sharp was on well-renowned media, such as NPR, and praised for his writings. However, Sharp remains modest. Although he takes no credit for the protests, he is well aware that his book may have played a part in the revolution. During the protests, From Dictatorship to Democracy was downloaded from the web immensely.
And you're not strong enough.
There were periods of time when that was something like certainly a few hundred times a week. At some point that was, something like 15,000 times a day for the English version.
His most influential book, From Dictatorship to Democracy, was originally written in 1993 for political dissidents in Burma. His longtime friend, Robert Helvey, a former military man, remembers the time the book was written.
Here was a case where these people with no experience could learn about waging a nonviolent conflict. And so he came back, I think, a second time. And that's where one of the Burmese, Tin Man Win, asked Gene if he would write something for the Burmese on how we're going to get rid of this dictatorship and develop a democracy. So in response to that request, Gene wrote From Dictatorship to Democracy. It is truly an inspired work.
His book has been translated into Burmese, Serbian, Arabic, and to more than 34 languages around the world. Helvey says that Sharp opened people's eyes to the dynamics of power.
He's planted these ideas among people for 40 years, and now they're sinking in, and people have adopted them as part of their own belief systems as if they've always been here. These ideas have always been. Well, they haven't always been here. They were never here until Gene Sharp showed us how to do it.
Sharp once said that nonviolent conflicts have nothing to do with pacifism. Instead, a nonviolent conflict is about seizing power or denying it to others. In his writings, Sharp talks about the strategy of power and how it can be attained. Power, he believes, can be changed, as there are many sources moving around this power. Although an armed conflict and a nonviolent conflict share many similarities in its innovative thinking and persistence, in a nonviolent conflict, Sharp emphasizes that the casualties are far, far less.
And I'm trying to examine how nonviolent struggle has been operated, and sometimes it fails for a while, and sometimes it succeeds. But how can you wage nonviolent struggle more skillfully? Well, using your mind to plan carefully.
Gene Sharp has a new book coming out this fall called Sharp's Dictionary of Power and Struggle. Oxford University Press will be publishing it. Sharp is currently the founder and senior researcher of the Albert Einstein Institution in Boston, Massachusetts. For Voice of America, I'm Kaylin.